What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing out there today? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. Today felt like a reasonable time to do a little revisit with Commander Legends. We're going to do a draft booster box break today. No battle, just a very chill box break. I like to try and sneak in Commander Legends whenever I can, and I will say, I have a hard time. Very early on in the channel, I opened up a bunch of Commander Legends, the draft boxes for myself, and I had some error boxes in there where the one was really good, and I had the mythic collation was to my benefit, and one was really bad in the other direction. So I'm always hesitant, even though the boxes I've opened up since then have all been honestly on the level, but the collation that they should be. But I'm always hesitant to do battles with them for those early box reasons. But I do like to revisit it because I think for given the current sealed box environment, this is still one of the more reasonable EVs out there for the box price. The box prices are in a place where, I mean, they've gone up just like everything else has, but not in a drastic way. And with what's in the set, again, I think the EV is reasonably good. So we're gonna crack this thing open here. We have 4 participants. Every one of them is gonna get 6 packs. And hopefully we see some of those good pulls. Even with Jewel Lotus catching a ban, it actually still carries a $30 price point. And then you have Mana Drain, you have Vamp Tutor, you have Scroll Rack, you have Commander's Plate, you have Jeska's Will. There's a couple hits in here I'm forgetting for sure. Did I say Opposition Agent? You have the Crowdlands, so there are some Womp mythics. That is pretty much every set, right? Can't all be gas, but I do find, like I said, it to be pretty reasonable with some really nice top end mythics and some pretty good rares in there as well. It to be a fairly reasonable box opening experience for the current cost. All right, so we have 6 for Michael C. We have 6 for Kazi. 6 for Ben T, and last but not least, that leaves 6 for Seth H. Good luck, everyone. Let us have some fun. Again, not a battle. We'll just do 3 and 3. And I forgot. AC kicking on to remind me to turn it off right as I start filming. I try to keep, it is Vegas and it is summer. I try to keep my temperatures at Arctic, and then flip off the AC right before I start filming, and then of course I forget. All right, here we go. Imperious Perfect. Pride of the Perfect. Rare is Austere Command. Assyrier, Numa, and Trustworthy Pack Beast. Austere Command. Very playable, obviously, commander card. All right. Should average around, now it's been a while since I opened one of these. I want to say around 4 mythics. You're going to get 1 to 2 foil etched rares or mythics per box. It is a really good way, by the way. I should mention this is part of the why I like opening it. If you are trying to collection build and at a reasonable price, but you also enjoy cracking packs, that's another reason I really like it. Just a lot of good commander staples for commons and uncommons. All right, Mask of Memory. Rare is Immaculate Magistrate, followed by an Emoti, a Radiant Sarah Archangel, and foil rare is that's weird. In the same pack, no less, Immaculate Magistrate. Very clean foiling, though. Sometimes, especially in the collector boxes, the Commander Legends collector boxes had a really wonky printing issue where a lot of the foiling was super cloudy. All right. Double Immaculate Magistrate. Well, hopefully Michael has an elf deck that he's partially finished with, and he just needed 2 Immaculate Magistrates because now he's there. Okay, 3rd pack here. First response. Angelic Armaments. Ordeal of Nylea. Actually, a pretty good card. Mythic is Hellkite Courser. Hellkite Courser is not the worst. That is not, it's not what I would describe as a turbo mythic. Pretty good card. Really nice way to cheat your commander onto the field for a turn. Also just a 6/5. Pretty good. All right. Krark. Hey, a little bonus rare action there from that commander slot. Krark's in there. Armillary Sphere and the Prismatic Piper. There is a certain like correlation to these boxes where you can usually tell based off of the first mythic or two what the other mythics in the box are. But I'm gonna be honest, it's been like at one point I kind of had it down. I know like the sort of the person that I would turn to was Pack Opening Addict. He had it really down at one point where he would just be like, oh okay, it's gonna go one of two directions. Like he would see the first mythic and be like, oh, this is gonna go one of two directions. But it's actually been long enough now, which is kind of a good thing, I guess, that I've kind of forgotten. So this will be a surprise for me as well. Grafted War Gear. How about another mythic? How about Vamp Tutor? Hello. Hello, Kazi. Congratulations. Vamp Tutor is right where you want to be. That is now with Lotus, Jewel Lotus, again, still hovering at $30 for a card that is technically banned. This is the most valuable mythic in the set. I think it's around $50. I think Vamp Tutor is back over 50. That is exactly where you want to be. Huge. All right. Arkelos, the Lagoon Mystic, and Blade Brand. We will sleeve up that Vamp Tutor. Vamp Tutor is one of those cards where I basically never get tired of pulling it. All right. Have ourselves a Vamp Tutor box. And a Hellkite Courser. Even if the other two mythics are not great, you got to feel pretty good about those. Okay, uncommons. We don't really talk about this too much, but I think three visits one of the uncommons in the set, and that is still a pretty valuable uncommon. Nightshade Harvester, Delis Halana. Foil common is Command Tower. All right, third pack for Kazi. Golem Artisan, Stinger Fling Spider, Demonic Lore. Rare is Elvish Dreadlord, followed by Yuri, Tormod, and a foil common Boarding Party. The one other big hit, because usually you're good for about one mythic hit out of the commander slot. Sakashima would be the optimal hit. I think Sakashima's like 30, 33 bucks, something like that. Did my count. All right, on to Ben. And again, just some of the other rares in the set, so it's not all mythic or bust. We talked about the Crowdlands, usually one or two of those per box, sometimes three. Opposition Agent, I think it's like 20. Jessica's Will, I think it's back up to like 26. Siren, Storm Tamer, Vow of Duty, Armorcraft Judge. Rare is Necrotic Hex. Good board wipe. Kesset. Colfiner. Colfiner, the last you. This card popped. This card popped up in price for a minute a few sets ago. It was one of the. Was it? It might have been when Dragonstorm popped because of the dragon. What is it? Baitor that cared about defense but cared about toughness. Okay, next pack. Volcanic Dragon, Slaughter the Strong, Victimize. One of my favorites. Rare is Armored Skyhunter, also not a bad card. Sangir the Dark Baron. How about a triple rare pack? Pretty good. Elegeth Crossroads Augur, and a foil uncommon is Monstrous Onslaught. All right, well, triple rare pack. Even if none of them are crazy valuable. Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, moving right along here. Explosion of Riches. Daring Saboteur. Feast of Succession. Rare is Sakashima's Will. Not the will we wanted to see, nor the Sakashima we wanted to see. Into Ragra. Anara. And that's... flinging cards. Anara and Runaway together, and that will do it there. I'm going to throw Colfiner on top, I guess. Okay. On to Seth. Again, thinking we should still be live for at least a couple of mythics. One of those from the commander slot. Although Jessica Was it Jessica Thrice Reborn as the Commander Planeswalker? Also not a terrible hit out of the Commander slot as a Mythic. Alright, Seth. Skilled Animator. Meteor Golem. Revenant. Rare is Command Beacon. Command Beacon is a pretty fair rare. And by fair, I just mean, like, good. Put your commander from your hand onto the command... from your hand from the command zone. I can read words. Put your commander into your hand from the command zone. Holy moly. Slurk. Kelith. And, hey, Artem. Neat. Artem is a foil etched uncommon. Pretty good. Again, in the draft boxes, probably one, sometimes two of the etched foils per box. Arden is actually just a really good, right around with, partnered with Rogra, one of those really good commander equipment pairings. All right. Open the Armory. Mindless Automaton. Thought Vessel. Very good uncommon. Rare is Blade Griff Prototype. Followed by a Rayav. And a Nevinarol. Larry Nevin Erdborg Tyrant. And a foil common Strategic Planning. All right. Here we go. Warden of Evos Isle. Gilt Leaf Winnower. Uncommon Heroes Blade. Rare is Court of Cunning. There's a couple of good courts in here. I do like Court of Cunning. I said, what's the black one? I think is pretty good. Captain Vargas Wrath. Ghost of Ramirez DiPietro. And a foil common Deranged Assailant. I'm going to throw the Command Beacon on top, but I do like that etched foil Arden. Okay, into the second round here. Solid box so far, right? I mean, Vamp Tutor essentially being the most valuable card in the set at this moment in time. A pretty good start to the box. We are into the second half of the box now. We have not seen any Crowdlands. We have seen one foil rare. Sometimes you get a second. Oh yeah, it was the Immaculate Magistrate, right? Yeah. Immaculate Magistrate. So sometimes you get a second, and again, there's a few other really nice rares that are still looming. There's a fair chance we already got the best of it when it comes to the Mythics in terms of value, but we'll see. Volcanic Torrent. Reclamation Sage. Rare is Nevinarol's Disc. Classic Commander board wipe. All right. Phallus. Yurlok. Oh, Yurlok's a cool one. Bring back Mana Burn. Make Mana Burn great again. Haunted Cloak. Actually, Haunted Cloak's kind of a pretty nice common as well. I have thought about making a Yurlok deck. I think about making lots of decks though, and then I end up with like a bunch of ideas that never actually come to fruition because it takes time to do it. All right, Coastline Marauders, Horizon Scholar, Shimmermere. Rare is Promise of Tomorrow. Oh, I forgot. I should also mention a Chroma's Will, right? That would be one of those other really good rares we wouldn't mind seeing. Promise of Tomorrow, though. Armix, Malcolm Keen-Eyed Navigator, and a foil common Ninth Bridge Patrol. All right. Come on, a little more action. Viscera Seer's pretty good as a common. All right, Faith's Fetters, Arcane Signet, not bad. Scaled Behemoth. Rare is Court of Ambition. There's that court I like. I like Court of Ambition. That's a solid enchantment. Arden. Hey, again, Arcanum Weaver, and a foil common Pilgrim's Eye. Will finish it up there. All right, Kazi. Kind of the big winner already with the Vamp Tutor. Come on. Oh my goodness. This Pack does not want to open. There we go. Away we go. Make a Stand. Sifter Worm. Merchant Raiders. Rare is Blasphemous Act. Ever playable Blasphemous Act. Still an oldie but a goodie. Nadir. Nimrus. Una's Trickster. And a foil common, Kitesail Skirmisher. Still no appearance of 3 gifts. Pen and Blade, 3 visits. Valve Lightning, Confiscate. Rare is Coercive Recruiter. Ichtekik, Breaches. And a foil uncommon, Miara. Alright. I'd like to see some more of those solid rares we talked about. Haven't seen a lot of those. I haven't seen enough of them, right? Like as an isolated box opening, not broken down by individual. You're not feeling bad about a Vamp Tutor, but starting to fall behind a little bit on the scoreboard. Ingenuity Engine, Guildless Commons, Dreamstone Hedron. Rare is Emberwild Captain. Glaceon Powerstone Engineer. Arame. And the Operative. Alright. Well, again, actually, honestly, Blasphemous Act, I mean, Vamp Tutor in and of itself is... You're certainly feeling pretty good about that, Kazi. Not gonna lie. Alright, Ben, back to you. We have 6 packs left. We've seen 2 Mythics, and we saw them very early on. There should be at least 1, probably 2 more in these 6 packs, and I'm hoping that we see at least 1 Crowdland. Workshop Assistant. Alright, Lightning Rig Crew. Nadir's Nightblade. Lore Seeker's Stone. Rare is Magus of the Order. Followed by a Galanra? Dargo. And a foil common, Sentinel Spider. Also would not be off the table for us to see a second foil rare. It's not a rarity to have a multi-foil rare box. But we shall see. Alright. Thirst for Knowledge. Pretty good uncommon. Kumbaya Witches. Frenzied Saddle Brute. Rare is... There's a good rare. Hey, alright. Had to have one, right? Sheesh. Alright, Chroma's Will. This card was on the bonus sheet from Final Fantasy as a Through the Ages card, and I just remember seeing this in a couple, like, in a draft, and I was like, that card is really broken in that format. Like, what do you do? Even without a commander. Like, pick one of these at instant speed is pretty much game ending. Alright, Chroma's Will. Busted card. Great card. Rebek. Hamza. And a foil common, Benevolent Blessing. Here we go. Ben, your final pack. Fathom Fleet Swordjack. Alright, Vow of Flight, Brass Herald. Rare, Sakashima's Protege. Kangi. Brenolin. And a foil uncommon, Sandstone Oracle. Alright, so we at least added a Chroma's Will. We are a little light on Mythics, though. I'm not going to lie. Alright, Seth. 3 packs left in this box. Not a single Crowdland so far, and only 2 Mythics. Here we go. Supreme Will. Orzhov Advocist. Strength of the Pack. Rare is Rakshasa Debaser. Siani. Oh, there's a mythic. All right, there we go. It is Jessica Thrice Reborn. So we finally hit another mythic. They hit the commander slot one. There's a little dust at the bottom there, a little maybe like a print dot right there. But Jessica Thrice Reborn actually does have some value. Nice little commander mythic there. We will take that. Dragon Egg, very nice. Helps a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. Again, the best you can do there is Sakashima, but I think Jessica might be like not right behind, but it would be like the second. Finhorn Elves. Okay, here we go. Fencing Ace, Null Collar, Monstrous Onslaught. Another mythic. Mnemonic Deluge. Yeah, that's one of those rares I was thinking. Or that's one of the other mythics I was thinking about. There's this one, and there's the other one I was thinking about is Profane Transfusion or whatever it's called. Mnemonic Deluge, which is a mythic. So that does bring us to 4 mythics in the box, which is more the requisite what you're thinking when you're opening one of these. Kedis Bella Borca. And a second foil rare is Court of Grace. Sweet. I still run a Court of Grace in my Sithis deck. Pretty good. Not the worst. So second foil rare. This is more along the lines of what I was thinking. I still have one more pack left. I'm going to sleeve up these mythics. Okay. All is right in the world as far as like the mythic count is concerned. All right, last pack of the box. Here we go. Opal Palace, Vow of Wildness, Sunset Pyramid. All right, no 3 visits in this box. Unfortunate. Noxious Dragon. Rare is Wrong Turn, followed by an Abomination of Llanowar, a Prava, and a full uncommon Noxious Dragon. Sure, why not? At least the foils were really clean in this box. There we go. Well, we did at least make it back to our requisite count of the 4 mythics. Jessica in there, Mnemonic Deluge. Of note, no Crowdlands in this box. That is pretty rare. I was thinking in the Vamp box, like probably at least one. Didn't see one today. A little light on like the rare, well, without, especially in the absence of one of those Crowdlands, that kind of like throws off the EV terms of like the values you expect to see from the rares, because you're normally thinking at least 1 or 2 of those. Chroma's Will helps. Did not see a Jessica's Will today, not see an opposition agent, but any box that has a Vamp Tutor is at least a pretty good foundation. So that's going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Commander Legends, still one of those ones. It's still really fun to go back to. It's still a joy to open. Again, a lot of really just nice Commander staples from the common and the uncommon level, and enough bangers in there that, you know, it's a fun opening experience. So anyways, that's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And if you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the like button for me. And by all means, drop me some comments. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks so much, everybody. And be well.